Hey friends and beautiful people. I just did a video on companion planting, but I wanted to talk to you about something else. And that is, do you have what it takes? I know a lot of people have a lot of concerns about what's going on with the economy and food shortages, and I am no stranger to those things. I understand probably more than a lot of other people do what's going on with food shortages just because of the industry. I see a lot of people who are stocking up on seeds, but they're not planting them, and they're not doing anything with them. And they maybe gardened as a kid, or they watch a lot of videos, and they take a lot of those pretty Pinterest pictures, and they'll post it on their social media and talk about farming and how great it is. But friends, you have to live it. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an example just from me. So I had 2020, I had an amazing garden. Everything, all my planets aligned and everything seemed to work out really well. And then 2021, the rabbits came and got in through the fence, ate all of my pepper plants. I think I had like 3 little pepper plants left, and it was sad. And luckily the year before I had an abundance, and I had done a lot of dehydrating and preserving of those, so I didn't run out. And I'll do that, I do that every year, whether it's tomatoes, beans, peppers, onions, whatever it is. I always try to make sure that I don't let those things go to waste, and that I'm a good steward of what I've been given. This year for us, it's beans. I have planted some of my beans. I'm on the 3rd try now, and it doesn't look like they're going to come up. And what I've got is a little divot. It's just like this little, it's not a hole, it's just a little dip where the seeds were. And we know birds aren't doing it because beans are too big for birds. We know it's not, we think it's not mice. We think it's not chipmunks because there are no holes. So what's going on? My husband said, well, maybe it's a mole. And I'm thinking, no, because moles make little hills and there's no little hills out there. But he said he had seen one in the high tunnel of all places, and that he thought maybe that's what it could be. Regardless, I've got beans from last year, and I'm good, but I need to figure out a plan for next year for my beans if I don't get any. And that's not green beans. My green beans are doing awesome. So there's 3 different years, 3 different situations. Now this year my tomato plants look amazing, and I'm hoping to have a lot of tomatoes and a lot of peppers. We put up that rabbit fence so that we would have a lot of peppers, and I intend to make salsa, and if I have enough tomatoes, I'll make ketchup. I mean, I want to make all the things this year because I know what the uncertainty is with the food and with the supply chain, and there's more coming. I just got some notices yesterday that gave me pause. But if you are someone who is just talking the talk, but you're not walking the walk yet, I feel for you. My heart aches for you, because things are going to happen and you're going to get discouraged. I can equate it to cleaning house. When the kids were little, we were in baseball, softball, basketball, all the things. My days were spent running and running and running. So here I am working, and for a while we had a nephew and a brother-in-law living with us. I'm working all day, I'm coming home, I'm doing laundry, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning up the mess, I'm getting everyone's schoolwork done. We're, laundry, brushing teeth, taking baths. So I cleaned house on Saturdays, and I would get up while the kids were still asleep at like 5 o'clock in the morning and clean house. And it was overwhelming because I was doing a lot of laundry. That's the day I was stripping the beds. I was doing a lot of laundry and trying to do all these things, and by the time the evening came on this day that is supposed to be a day off, I had nothing left for my kids. Nothing. And the house had just built up and built up and built up. So then as they got older and they got to become a little bit of a participant, I wouldn't say that they had to do as much as I had to as a kid, because I intentionally didn't do that, thinking I was helping them and not putting them through what I went through as a child. And I would do a little bit every day. And once I began to do a little bit every day, it became so that it wasn't overwhelming. And I would say the same to you is true with gardening. If you think that you're going to just get out there and work on the weekends, and because during the week you have too much to do with work and home and kids or whatever those things are that keep us busy, you're not going to be as successful. You can still succeed, and you're not going to necessarily fail, but it's not going to be as successful. Let me give you an example. If you only work on Saturdays, and because Sunday's a day that we take as a day that we don't work, if I were only working on Saturdays in my garden and hornworms hit my tomatoes on Monday, by the time Saturday came, it would be too late. Or if I only worked on Saturdays and I had to deal with that, with the hornworms and all the weeds, I have 42 raised beds. So 42 raised beds are not going to get weeded in 8 hours. And it's not going to be a fun time for you, and you're not going to enjoy it and do the grounding. So it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of determination. And it definitely is for me, I get out every day. I come out at least an hour, even if I don't feel good, even if it's hot, even if I'm grumpy, I still have to come out and do the things. And I have to, not only for my garden's sake, but for my sake. I don't want to let myself get discouraged. And I also find that for me, it's a spiritual thing in the garden. It's like I call my garden tours Coffee with Jesus, because I do. I'm praying over my garden. I am thankful and grateful for everything that He gives us. I feel blessed when I look at what's going on in my garden, good, bad, or ugly. I just feel like I have been blessed with so much, and all of those things that I wanted to do for so long, like have the garden and the homestead, God said, here you go. I've given you this to be a steward over. And He didn't say, but only on Saturdays. That's something that I really take to heart. So you have to, when you're looking at, oh, look, we have a bumblebee friend. Evidently he likes my lavender lotion. Actually, it's oil. Oh, nice. No need to panic here. But I want to say that it's not just about the Pinterest pictures, and it's not just about posting the memes. It is something that you have to make a commitment to, and it also requires some sacrifice. You know, I don't go running around on the weekends unless, you know, it's a birthday party or something. Saturday mornings, I'm up, I've had my breakfast and my coffee, and I am in my garden, and I am thinking about making sure my family is fed. I'm not thinking about making sure that my garden looks like something that goes on a postcard. Would I love my garden to look like something that goes on a postcard? Absolutely. Am I going to do that by just working on Saturdays? I am not. And so it's not in everyone to be a good gardener, but it is in you if you put forth the effort and the dedication and the commitment. It's a commitment to, man, I don't feel like being out here today. Oh Lord, even my sweat is sweating, but I'm still going to be out here for a minimum of an hour. And even on days when it's raining, if it's just sprinkling, it's a great time to pull weeds. If it's not just sprinkling and it's raining, then maybe I'm preserving something. Maybe I'm working in the high tunnel. Even if I am just tidying up the high tunnel, I am still doing something that's going to help my garden later. It's getting close to the 4th of July, and we'll harvest garlic soon. That has got to be, I've got to prep an area to do that. I've got to get ready to start my fall seeds. That's something I'm weird. I have timelines set up. It's part of my process. So everything has to be in the ground. I try to get it in the ground by Memorial Day weekend. If not, it's got to be in the ground by the first Saturday or the first weekend of June. Otherwise, my body breaks out in hives and I start freaking out that I'm not done, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. 4th of July is usually my time of making sure that I can get my garlic harvested. I'm getting beds prepped for fall planting. I'm thinking about making sure that those plants or those seeds are started. And it's kind of fun because, like, by the time the broccoli finishes from spring and we've eaten it all because we couldn't stand to wait, then those broccoli seeds are ready to go for fall. So it just works out that the timing is perfect. That's God's plan. It's God's gift to us. So anyway, I just want to talk to you a little bit about making sure that your heart is in it, and that if it's something you want to do, you have to make a commitment to doing it. You can't just talk about it. Until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.